questions are there to be asked. So we're going to ask some today. There is an individual right now who is over the response team for the Maui fires, an individual by the name of John Pelletier. If you are unaware of who John Pelletier is, he was also a responder at the Vegas shooting in 2017. The major connection we have here is that he was there with the response time and he was now in Maui with the response time. Is there a connection? I'm not saying what that is, just that he's in two places with mass tragedies that have to do a lot with things that are in the mainstream media's discussing points right now. Gun control, climate change. Now, if I were a conspiracy-minded person, I would have to think two things. First one is there a connection? Secondly, what is that connection? Now, to be a conspiracy theorist, you have to start thinking in the realm of what's possible, what has been, and what is impossible. Now, the impossible is usually what turns out to be possible, and the plausible turns out to be an impossibility. Welcome, you are now a conspiracy theorist. In this incident, we have to look at two other things. One of the two other things is, what were the precursor signs to the fires in Maui? And the answer to that is nothing, right? Obviously, it's a hurricane. There's no fire. The second thing we have to look at is what exactly is there to gain in all of this? Now, the incident itself, speculations can go abound going on with that. But there are way too many other factors involved here. So, FEMA has already come forward to say that they already had operatives on the ground in Maui preparing. What were they preparing for and with whom? Mr. Pelletier had only been there for about 2 years, a little less than 2 years, 600 days before this incident happened. You are in charge of a lot of things to do with emergency services. And on the day of this fire, none of the emergency services did their job. You blocked people in. You shut off water. You did not sound a siren because you were afraid they would run inland even though they saw fire. So all of the things that you were supposed to be hired for, you didn't do. But there were FEMA people there already. You, Mr. Pelletier, managed to have the incident at Las Vegas bring about certain kinds of gun reform. And in this situation, your response is now bringing up an idea of climate change reform. So would that make you a reformist? Did you have a hand to play in it? The connection seems to be there. You have an in with Barr. You have an in with Ray. It's a blue run state. There are big names looking to buy land. If you can somehow facilitate the reason to have the land purchased, you might get a kickback. Again, this is how you be a conspiracy theorist. I'm not saying this is or isn't the case. I'm just telling you that there are way too many things that link together for it to be coincidental. You have an individual who knows how to respond to an emergency, but doesn't in both cases. And in both cases, the situation itself seems to be orchestrated. Now, either you knew about it or didn't know about it, it's orchestrated or it's not. Nothing came of the Vegas thing except for gun control. The same way nothing is coming of this in terms of helping the people, but everything is leading towards climate change. In either case, people, we just ask you to keep an eye open, look and see how this pans out, see what his role might have been, and I guarantee you this much, though. This one I don't think I'm wrong about. You will see a request to reform the type of environment that's there on Maui. And you will see the person at the helm of it talking will be Pelletier. If I'm wrong, good. If I'm right, we should be afraid.